Hello, this is the fourth chapter of my 100 days around the world. Australia. A flooded desert, Ayers Rock of fire, Sydney the capital, a magnificent city, miniature penguins, kangaroos, and so much more. But let's start with Melbourne, a vibrant city which is ranking first in the world for its quality lifestyle. Let's go. So I arrive in Melbourne, in the south of the country, and two friends meet me at the airport. We are going to have a look at the city with our first stop at the Shot Tower, an old ammunition plant integrated in the development of a shopping center, and its impressive clock ringing noon already. The next stop is a visit to the Victoria State Library to see the exhibit Shop Till You Drop, confirming that shopping is international and has been around for a long time. It is also an opportunity to visit a really well-kept historical building. Melbourne is vibrating with youth and dynamism, art and history, architecture, good restaurants, and good taste. From Confederation Square to the Opera House, with its parks and well-maintained heritage buildings, its old theaters and luscious greens everywhere, you can feel the pulse of life at all time. Set on the banks of the Yarra River, which meanders across the city, there is no doubt Melbourne is a beautiful town. By the end of the afternoon, my friend takes me through a narrow back alley. In Melbourne, many of these narrow passages hide a staircase to a rooftop bar as welcoming as it is unexpected. The city maintains a good network of ecological tramways, fun to ride, and for a pit stop downtown, I highly recommend the most picturesque bathroom ever seen in the downtown Sofitel Hotel. It offers a spectacular view of the city. In the stadium, the match is probably ending by the victory celebration of a local team, and we enjoy the fireworks. Like London, England, Melbourne has its Ferris wheel. Evening promenade downtown and on the banks of the Yarra River, a light breeze, an enchanting cityscape. The next morning, family dim sum in the Chinese district. It is an incomparable chance and a great joy to be welcomed by friends in a foreign city. Melbourne is an open city where one feels safe. It is possible to walk safely in most places. Melbourne's heart beats in rhythm with the 21st century. Next on the program of the day, a visit to the Australian Centre of the Moving Image, where we see historical documents and from many countries, including France and the US, relating the history of TV, film, and video games. Melbourne, a city open to the culture of the world. Modern structures, well-preserved heritage buildings, superb urban organization of the riverbanks, one feels like settling down to live there. At the Melbourne Museum of Art, another surprise for me, besides its formidable entrance water wall, a Balzac sculpture by Rodin. In Melbourne, the cultural life is ever present and intense. Then it's time to leave the city and discover the natural beauties of the region. En route towards Phillip Island, the Australian countryside traditions have their own peculiarities, whether they relate to guarding herds of sheep or turkey. But there's nothing more moving than to have a first look at the little kangaroos, the wallabies, in their natural habitat, nor more spectacular than seals basking on a sunny rock formation in the middle of the Tasmanian Sea. Early that day, the excursion had been cancelled due to bad weather and high seas, but later on, boats were going out again. Passengers had to hang on solidly to their stomach. The seals? Well, they seemed very comfortable. The sea was not to calm down, and on the way back to land, the strong side winds and waves did not let anyone aboard relax. Violent, maybe, but the Sea of Tasmania is an incomparable beauty of nature. Look at this seascape. On the road, we're explained that the burrows dug in the field are the lairs of the miniature penguins that we will see as they come out in parcels of thousands from the sea. As it is forbidden to take pictures or to film, I will show them to you in the second part of this movie. Last evening in Melbourne, a walk at sunset on the beach, and the pleasure of seeing a few miniature penguins settled between the pier's rocks. Night is falling, the cityscapes lights up, and an Australian black swan eats its last snack before the night. It is Tiger Airlines that will take me to the interior, to the outback of the Down Under, to Alice Springs and Ayers Rock. And what a change of color, of decor, of activities and lifestyle as well. The continental style of Melbourne gives way to a rougher approach of things about which many members of the group I travel with will complain. But the red outback desert deceives no one. On the roadside, a pause allows us to see an emu farm and a few saddled camels waiting vacationing riders. Farther along, some camels roam freely, and we are told that they were freed by their owners as they are deemed too old to work. They will end their days in peace in a desert much less arid than that of their native country. And we penetrate deeper and deeper into the Aborigines territory, and the flat ochre-shade ground presents our first monolith. No, it is not the Rock, as Ayers Rock is so respectfully called, but Mount Connor. Earlier, though, this poster showed us the ultimate image to capture. But Uluru will wait. First, a trek in the Olgas, a rock so well sculpted by the winds and the sand, and which offers, in certain angles, the illusion of a moonscape. After a few hours of a demanding walk, we are back on the road, driving this time toward Ayers Rock and praying that the clouds will open. It is the end of the afternoon, and our guides serve us, it is tradition, a glass of bubbly and a few bites to console us about the grey skies announcing the absence of the much south after sunset. But from the back of the bus, I keep watching the Rock up to this very moment when altogether tens of visitors and myself run quickly to the spots selected earlier. At the horizon, facing the monolith symbolic icon of the Australian outback, the sun starts its light show on the flanks of Uluru. Opposite the Rock, source of the magical rays, the wind blows strongly and threatens the balance of the photographs. The beauty of this moment, though, seems to turn us all into statues. and as if it were not enough, a rainbow and its twin reflection appear above. Magical moment never to be forgotten. Trying to see everything on both sides, I turn around in time to see the window shutting down in the sky. The colors are melting away. Thank you, Mother Nature. The next morning at sunrise, Uluru remained asleep under a thick cover of clouds, and on the road towards Kings Canyon, rain started to fall in this semi-arid region. Not so brave, a few of us will hang around the local general store while the others will do a trek under a diluvian rain that will not stop. On the road back to Alice Springs, that rain was starting to damage the road. The desert was flooded. Next morning in Alice Springs, the rain was still falling and the Todd River was out of its bed. I left early for the airport, sure that later the roads would be closed. To be continued in the capital of Australia, Sydney.
Take a moment to look at the menu in your seat pocket. We would also appreciate the correct change wherever possible.